Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Saturn transiting the 10th house in a natal chart. Now, on average, Saturn will traverse a house for approximately 2.5 years. However, if your house size is a little bit larger than average, then Saturn will be in there for a little bit of a longer duration. If your house size is a little bit smaller than average, then Saturn will be in there for a little bit of a shorter period. Well, anyway, people, the first thing I see when Saturn transits one's natal 10th house is the fact that you might be experiencing some limitations and some restrictions in matters connected with your career. And I think a lot of it could just be about gaining a structure and discipline in career-related matters. It could require you to show more responsibility to your livelihood, and to your reputation, your public image. And the thing about this is a lot of this depends upon really if your career has been flourishing and thriving up to this point. Well, this could be a time of really strong ambition in your career, and it could be a positive period actually for you where you may be working hard and working laboriously, but you could be gaining recognition and for what you've done as far as career related matters go. Now, because the 10th house, we look at it, the 10th house is about recognition and notoriety, and it can be attained through hard, laborious work. And Saturn often requires us to work very hard, work vigorously, be industrious. And the thing, too, is when we look at Saturn transiting one's natal 10th house, in some cases it can be about taking care of a dominant, as far as the 10th house goes. It's often 10th house is about the dominant parent, which is generally the father, and it could be a time where you may be taking care of a debilitated father or a dominant parent. And really, but those, I believe, are very minuscule and very isolated cases. This could be a time where you show a lot more discipline in career-related matters. This could be a time, too, that Saturn could be about rules. Now, for maybe very few of you, if there's anybody out there that sees this video that have not been following things, doing things in the ethical manner in their career, this could be a time where this comes to the forefront, and you might have to take responsibility for this, or you may simply now have to go by the rules and regulations and matters with the career and doing things in the right and proper manner. Now, also, this could be a time, too, when Saturn traverses one's natal 10th house. Well, the 10th house is about public image. And the public image can be such where you might be working harder to maybe maintain a better image during this time. And keep in mind, the 10th house is about social status, and it could be about how you see yourself relative to others in society. This could be a point in time when Saturn hits the 10th house that you could be looking at yourself and evaluating yourself and saying, well, what can I do to make modifications and improvements in myself so I stack up better against others in society? And this is the time where you really see things as they really are, as far as that goes. And really, too, that Saturn being about authority, this could be a time where you might be dealing with more people that are in authority figures, maybe more supervisors in your career as well. And the thing about this is that you look at Saturn, and Saturn could be about, look at as far as older people, it could be that maybe that older people can perhaps impact your career a little bit more than usual and play more of an integral role in your career than usual. The father may play figure more prominently in career matters as well. Now, this also can be, we look at the 10th house, and the thing about it is that you may be looking stronger in matters pertaining to your reputation, and in some cases, though isolated, it could indicate perhaps some kind of slander or something where you might have difficulties with your reputation during this time, or there might be some form of struggling with this, but I think these are only in isolated cases. Well, anyway, people, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made from this transit to your natal planets and points in your chart, because this could impact the transit. Now, let's say, for example, that transiting Saturn is making a sextile or trine to your natal Mercury. Well, and during this time, I should say transiting Saturn in your 10th house, making a sextile or trine to your natal Mercury. Well, this could indicate that thinking and communication is apt to be very disciplined and lucid during this time. And being in the 10th house, this could very likely be in matters dealing with authority figures, supervisors, and really in your career, or even the dominant parent, which is generally the father. Now, let's say that transiting Saturn in your natal 10th house is making a square, inconjunct, or opposition to your natal Venus. Well, this could indicate that responsibilities may conflict with your relationships. And the thing is, being given the fact that Saturn is transiting the 10th house, these responsibilities might be connected with career-related matters. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Saturn transiting the 10th house in a natal chart, and stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about Saturn transiting the 11th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.